Hey guys, welcome back to the Octagon Channel. As always, we'll be bringing you the biggest news from the fight world. Tune in and enjoy. Don't forget to like and subscribe to keep up with all the latest. And here we are.
Diego Lopes versus Alexander Volkanovski battled earlier tonight live on ESPN Plus pay-per-view inside UFC Apex in Las Vegas, Nevada. In an excellent throwback performance, Volkanovski survived some hairy moments to win the featherweight crown. After 25 minutes, all three judges named Volkanovski the victor.
Yeah, baby!
Flawless Paddy Pimblett bloodies, strangles Michael Chandler in shutout win. Chandler was exhausted and stuck, getting battered by punches despite his best efforts to explode to freedom. Sooner than later, the referee moved in to save the former Bellator champion, awarding Pimblett the best victory of his professional career. Yair Rodriguez drops Patricio Pitbull, dominates ex-Bellator champ to win lopsided decision. Gene Silva knocks down, strangles Bryce Mitchell in masterful display. Silva really started opening up with his elbows and power punches, landing punishing blows. When Mitchell desperately tried to hang on to a single leg, he wound up trapped in a deep power guillotine choke. This time around, there was no escape. Mitchell was forced to tap and was barely awake when Silva released the hold. Former two-division UFC champion Amanda Nunez might officially be on the comeback trail. Friday's UFC 316 press conference in Miami featured UFC CEO Dana White, bantamweight championship headliners Merab Dvalishvili and Sean O'Malley, and women's bantamweight championship co-headliners Juliana Pena and Kayla Harrison. Nunes was also in attendance at the press conference and drew a big ovation from the crowd. White was asked if he believes Nunes will fight again.
Do I think Amanda Nunez fights again? He just said yes.
And question for Kayla. There we go.
Which means that me booing her.
Yeah, damn right!
Third time's the charm for Jamahal Hill and Khalil Rountree. The UFC announced on Friday that Hill and Rountree will headline the promotion's first ever trip to Baku, Azerbaijan, which takes place June 21st. The pairing have been scheduled twice before, including for the original main event spot of UFC Kansas City later this month, before Hill was forced to withdraw due to injury. The UFC also announced the promotional return of Kyoji Horiguchi, who makes his first Octagon appearance in almost 9 years. The former Rizin and Bellator champ faces Tagir Ulanbekov. Additionally, the heavyweight bout between Curtis Blaydes and Rizvan Kunian is set to take place on the card. Ilia Topuria is not a man who lacks in confidence. The former featherweight kingpin abdicated his 145-pound throne because he desperately wants a piece of lightweight champion Islam Makhachev, who isn't so thrilled about another smaller challenger. The undefeated finisher has achieved great things in his relatively short MMA career already and largely lived up to his word. But that success has only increased the grandeur of future promises, like submitting Makhachev. MMA's Ronaldo isn't just confident in his ground game. Fresh off becoming the first man to KO Max Holloway, Topuria is really riding high on his hands. In a recent episode of the PBD podcast, Topuria expressed his belief that he could take on any professional boxer in the game after just 6 months of committed training.
If I prepare for 6 months, like only boxing, I don't do anything about wrestling, only boxing, bro, put me whoever you want in front of me. Whoever. And I hear a lot of guys talking about like boxers. No, Ilia, he has a good boxing but for MMA, but he has nothing to do with me in the boxing ring. I'm like, listen, you don't have anything to do with me outside, inside, whatever you want. Like, what you want to do. Even if you want to play a chess match, I beat you. I know how good I am in boxing. I train every day boxing, every day. That's part of my life. I spar with pro boxers. I consider myself that I can box with anyone. Just give me 6 months.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Jake Paul is coming for the biggest names in boxing. Since kickstarting the influencer boxing movement 5 years ago, Paul has established himself as one of the biggest names in the sweet science, both as an entertainer and a promoter. And though he's yet to prove himself as a legitimate top-tier boxer, that hasn't stopped Paul from courting some of the biggest names in the sport. Paul was even linked to a possible matchup with Canelo Alvarez earlier this year before that ultimately fell through. But that's not the only missed opportunity for the YouTube sensation. According to Paul, he also missed out on a chance to share the ring with WBA lightweight champion Gervonta Davis.
Tank actually being the thing. Was that something that was talked about?
Yeah, no, it was highly talked about and in negotiations and almost ready to make happen, but he has to do his rematch with Lamont and get that W, and then we'll be able to run it back. But me and Gervonta were scheduled to fight for sure.
Nice, thank you. Now, my next question for you, Jake. I gotta know what's your approach to signing Alicia and having Amanda in the past. Alicia has called her out a lot. That's gonna be a constant question. So what?
I know that we're gonna plan that for 2026. I talked to Anthony on the phone. You know, he called me up and was like, "I saw you call me out," and he's like, "Let's run it. Let's make it happen."
Jake,
Stella Hemmetsberger versus Vanessa Romanowski ends in controversy. It's impossible to say from the outside if a fight is fixed or not, but I don't believe for an instant that fighters are this good at acting. Freak accidents are more common than fight fixing, in my opinion, and she definitely got her jaw jacked by that left hook first, so a delayed reaction is possible as well. Kamaru Usman and Israel Adesanya sparring. These two could have fought when both were at the height of their powers. Buakaw teaches Manny Pacquiao how to kick. Merab Dvalishvili showed up to the UFC 316 press conference dressed to impress.